Well, good morning, everybody. It's Angie Nuttle with the VIP Center here in Indianapolis, and I have a special guest with me today for Coffee Talk. Joy, how are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yay! Everybody, this is Joy Dossey, and we've known each other for a pretty good while now.
A few years now.
Yeah. So, how did we meet?
I was actually a vendor at one of your first, I think, VIP week.
Yes.
That you did. I was a vendor, so that's how we met.
That's right. And I remember you, I think you were right in the community room. Were you in front of the mantle or?
In front of the, yep.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah. And I especially love that you've just hung on and become a part of this community. You've got some fantastic products that I know that we'll talk about soon.
Yeah. I've always had a great time here. It's always been wonderful.
Yeah, and we've loved having you. You're just like, you're one of us, you're a regular, and you just are a part of our family. So thank you.
Thank you.
So the awesome thing about Joy, there are lots of awesome things about Joy, but one of the things that I'm very grateful for is that Joy chose this year to be a sponsor for us, especially around VIP week. So we're doing things to help you to elevate your business, and in the process you're supporting it. You've given us support as well, so thank you so much for that.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
that's very welcome. Yeah,
that's meaningful, and to me that says that you understand the mission here at the VIP Center for Business Women because you support us financially.
Yeah.
Oh, well, where do we begin? I know that you have a story to tell.
Doesn't everybody have a story?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So tell us, for those who don't know you and what a wonderful person you are,
thank you.
Tell everybody about you.
So, hi everybody. I am obviously lots of things, right? Women wear lots of hats. So I'm a mom. I'm a veteran. I served in the United States Air Force right out of high school. I am now a grandma and a wife.
Yay.
So, and I love my littles. They're like the best thing ever. So, I'm like, these little people are so fantastic. So they're the best thing ever. So if you see me, I love to show them off. So just be prepared.
So when you say that you've got one grandchild?
I have four.
Oh, I do too. We're twins that way.
Four under four.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that keeps you hopping.
Yeah, it does. They're a joy though. They're just a blessing to have around.
Yeah.
So, yep. I joined the military right out of high school. I left for boot camp at the age of 17.
Wow.
My whole senior year of high school, I was already enlisted and signed up and ready to go. And I did 5 years of active duty, and then I did 5 years of the weekend warrior stuff. So, 1 weekend out of the month, 2 weeks out of the year kind of thing. And I've done a lot of different jobs. I mean, this is stuff that you and I haven't ever talked about. So I got out of the military and I worked at an employment staffing agencies, putting people to work.
Wow.
So yeah, I did that for a while, and then I made a move and became a receptionist at an insurance agency, and I did the whole around Robinson's barn to end up being in insurance sales, and I did that for quite a while. Like I did all the back side of it first before I became sales. So I ended up in insurance sales for a while, and then my husband, one day he was like, do you think, he brought me something, and he's like, handed me this stack of papers. He goes, do you think you can figure out how to do this? And I was like, what's paperwork? I think I can figure out how to do whatever it is. And it was mechanics liens for vehicles. And I started about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's one of the other things that I do. So I've done a lot of different things. So I still have that business. And I became an independent insurance agent. So I actually started self-employment way back like 22 years ago.
Wow.
I think. So it's been a long time. So yeah, but where I am now is a completely different space than all of that. So yeah.
So I have to dig into a little bit of your military background because there's a special place in my heart for military. I mean, my family's military. I was in Iraq for 3 years, and so I always feel just just this common bond, especially with someone who's been in the military. What was that experience like for you as a woman?
As a woman, a young woman, honestly, it was a little rough in the beginning. And so this was the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more common to have women in the military, but not quite as common as what you would think it would be.
Right.
So it was a little bit of struggle. There was a little bit of that old
good old boy
club
right.
still happening, still going through. So yeah. But I wasn't gonna let them get the best of me.
Right. You know, I mean, and you just strike me as a woman who has just this strong inner core. You know, this core that it's almost like a Heath bar. You know, it's soft and chocolatey on the outside, but it's hard and crunchy on the inside.
Yeah.
You know, just tough.
Yeah.
So that seems like you.
Yeah. my mom always said she's not a huge person by stature. She's just small. And you guys can't tell it today. I'm not a huge person either by stature, but my mom always says that dynamite comes in small packages. So I kind of feel like that. Yeah.
That is a fitting description of you for sure. Oh goodness. Okay, so you've gone through quite a bit over the years. You've had this entrepreneurial spirit. You're able to just kind of pick things up. So what are you doing now?
What am I doing now? So about 3 years ago now, I tiptoed into the world of CBD. And well, actually it's been 5 years ago because I started consuming the product in 2018. And 3 years ago I got involved on the sales side of it, and that has morphed into me really becoming more like a wellness coach.
Yeah.
So it's more along the lines of, let me help you with whatever your concerns are, whatever that might be. Right. And let's really dive into that and pick that apart and see, you know, where I can maybe offer you some natural solutions that you haven't thought of before for your concerns, rather than, you know, just a different option rather than trucking to the doctor and getting prescriptions that might not be the best thing for you.
Yeah, that are just made up of a bunch of chemicals that actually tear down your body.
Yeah.
So let's get the backstory on what started you
down this road.
Yeah.
What started down this road. So 2 different things. The first thing was my son, when he was about 5, was diagnosed with ADHD. He's old now. He's 31. Or almost 31.
Is that old? Oh my gosh, what are we?
Like, I don't want people to think like, you know, so I started down the natural wellness route with him at the age of 10, which was really unheard of at the time. I took him off medication because I did not like the long-term side effects that the drugs were going to have or possibly could have for him. And back then, drug of choice was Ritalin. And
I remember that.
Yep. And the kids were shown to have, their growth would be stunted. There were kids that were having heart issues, you know, things like that. And I didn't want that for him. So I wanted to find a different way for him. And my lifelong best friend, who we met on the playground in 5th grade, was like, she's kind of a naturalist by her upbringing. And she goes, if I have an idea for you, would you be willing, you know, to give it a try? And I was like, sure, why not? You know, we've tried all kinds of other things. We're not really coming up with a really good solution. So that was kind of my tiptoe into natural solutions 20 years ago now. So we did a lot of things for him that really allowed him to be able to learn to develop his own coping skills with ADHD and how to best combat that for him. Yeah. So that was a huge thing. And then the other thing was, when I was active duty in the military, because I was not going to let them get the best of me, they actually put me in a manual labor job. So I worked in a warehouse for 3 years.
Wow.
I was chucking boxes of IV solution all day long.
Oh my gosh.
So just the repetitive lifting of 30-40 pound boxes. I ended up tearing my muscles in my back, so I tore my gluteus maximus, my gluteus minimus, and my piriformis on both sides.
Oh my goodness.
I at one point could not walk.
Wow.
I was actually being wheeled from my hospital bed to physical therapy. I spent probably a week or so doing that just to get that inflammation to kind of come under control so
Right.
that I could at least walk. I then got moved to a desk job. That was good.
Yeah.
But the damage had already been done.
Right.
So I have a degenerative disc disorder, and then I have all the tear damage that happened. Granted, it was a long time ago, but I don't know if you guys have ever done any big damage to your body, but it doesn't ever heal back exactly the same way as
Right.
it was before.
Right.
It just doesn't. So over the years, the pain would come and go, but most of the time it was always there in
Yeah.
some sort of nagging form, right? So I kind of became a Tylenol ibuprofen junkie
Yes.
because I refuse to take any prescription painkillers. I cannot function on those, and here I am. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm trying to still work. Like
Yeah.
I need to
And that
be
doesn't
able,
stop,
that
right?
doesn't stop. Those hats are always constantly
Right.
going, you know. And then I need to still be able to work, and I need to function. I need to be able to think clearly,
Yeah.
you know, when I'm doing whatever it was I was doing at the time. So I tried looking at in and out of physical therapy. The VA finally came out with what they call battlefield acupuncture. And those are the little tiny micro needles that go in the ear.
Mm-hmm.
So most days my pain level was at about a 7 on my scale of
Right.
1 to 10, and I'm very familiar where my scale is.
Yes.
After living with that for so many years. So the battlefield acupuncture sort of helped. Like it took it down a notch or two,
Mhm.
which is huge relief, and you've been walking around at about a 7 for
Yeah.
most of your life. But it wasn't sustainable because as soon as the needles would start falling out, the pain would sort of ratchet back up again. I
Yeah.
did about 4 treatments of that, and I was like, this is not a long-term viable
Right.
solution.
It's like going on kidney dialysis. You just have to do it every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So it was a long-term viable solution. So in 2018, I had a friend go, well, have you ever tried CBD? And I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's a common
yeah,
reaction.
it is a common
so I'm
reaction.
glad.
I mean, I get it when people still do that to me,
Yeah.
right? I just met with a gal 2 days ago that did the same. She's like, I don't like drugs. And I'm like, I promise it's not a drug.
Yeah.
So we had to go through that whole educational process of it's hemp, not marijuana, you know, yada,
Right.
yada, that sort of thing.
And thank you for bringing that
Yeah.
up because that's, you know, a lot of people, well, I'm not gonna take dope. That's again.
Yep. So we have to break that. It's just some education that has to
Mhm.
happen, and it's totally fine. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So I started using a higher quality product in 2020, and it took some time. It's not an overnight, bam, I'm gonna feel
Right.
better type thing. But I did notice in about 90 days, my pain level was at least half.
Yeah. Oh,
Of
that's
where
fantastic.
I was, of where I was. So being at a 7, I'm now at like a 4 or a 3.
Yeah.
And now here I am 3 years later, and people are like, so what kind of pain are you in right now? And I'm like, I'm not really in any pain.
That's fantastic.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you sell a bunch of you have different products.
Right.
One of my favorites are the doggy treats.
The doggy treats.
As a matter of fact, I need some more. I hope you got a supply.
Well, I can definitely make sure that I have some on hand
Right.
for that day. Yep, absolutely. The pet treats are phenomenal.
Yes.
And yes, our cats, our dogs, our horses all have the same sort of endocannabinoid system that we all do.
Yeah.
So they benefit from it just as much as we do. And there are a lot of people that are more than willing to try it out on their pet first.
Yes.
Before they try it out on themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I have to give a testimony on this because I have 2 Havanese dogs. They're hypoallergenic dogs, and they're small and cute, but boy, they are yappers. They will, as soon as I let them outside, they are making a beeline to the fence to bark at this other big dog, and they just yap, yap, yap. Well, and they're just kind of anxious that way. And so when I have them on the regimen of the doggy treats, they're not on the couch sleeping. They're just calmer. They're just more, you can tell they're just more present. It's really strange,
Yeah.
you know, but exciting at the same time. And they don't bolt out the door trying to attack a dog that's larger than them. So there really is something to be said about, you know, what it does for pets. So talk a little bit more about what kinds of products you have for
everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
For everybody.
Mhm.
Sure. So I am a certified CBD consultant. So I obviously have a full line of CBD goodies,
Yeah.
internal, external. So there's some fantastic topicals as well. I also have a fantastic skincare line. That's a hemp skincare line.
Ah.
So that's kind of fun and exciting. I also have a full line of products that are for weight loss and weight loss management, just kind of help you. It's not really a diet. I think it's more like a lifestyle thought.
Right.
Like diets never work for anybody, right?
Right. That's true.
So it's more like changing how you think and how you eat, kind of thing. So it's more of a lifestyle change.
Right.
So these products can just kind of help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also certified with essential oils, so I have the full gambit of essential oils as well, and then just 20 years of knowledge of herbs.
Yeah.
So so there's a lot that you can do naturally.
Yeah.
To help your body. I just believe your body wants to heal itself.
Right.
You just need to give it what it needs in order for it to do so. So we just kind of help you find those missing pieces.
My mom was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia in 2006, and that requires taking chemo every day. And in the process, she's still around.
That's awesome.
It's incredible that she is, but she just went through so much with the chemo and all of the drugs that they give you for that. It just literally destroyed her body, just really made her bones brittle, and so she has a lot of back trouble. And recently she started using the CBD products, and I mean, it's the first time that I've ever really heard her say, well, it actually relieves the pain. I mean, they've given her everything under the sun in terms of pain medication, and it just got to where that didn't even work anymore for her. So that there really is something to be said about the product that you have, and so I've really learned to appreciate that, and I trust you as a person. I mean, just as a consultant, and your stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
So anyone who wants to do business with you, they're getting an honest and authentic person who's been there, in the pain trenches, but really has an understanding of, how to get yourself well without all of the extra chemicals that doctors are writing prescriptions for these days. So who would you say are the people that come to you most often?
People that come to me most often are usually the decision makers in the household. So that's who I find comes to me most often, because they will come not only for themselves, maybe not even for themselves, but they'll be like, my kid, my husband, my sister, my grandma, whatever. So, because we as women, we have a tendency to do that, right? We have a tendency to worry about everybody else, and we don't worry about ourselves.
Right.
And I think that we do need to, because if we're empty, we can't fill anybody else's cup, right? So we do need to still take care of ourselves. So I do try to have that conversation as well with people. But yeah, that's usually what I find. It's the decision maker in the household that's like, hey, you need to talk to, so-and-so, so yeah.
And people who have dogs and cats.
People who have dogs and cats, yes.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So, Joy, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, I'm pretty easy to find on social media. It's Joy Dossey. That's Instagram, Facebook, and then it's Joyfully Living on TikTok. And then I don't really have a website for Joyfully Living yet, but I do have a snip feed. So that's snipfeed.co/Joyfully Living, and you can find that there with all my links.
Now, isn't that Joyfully, is it J-O-I?
J-O-I.
Yes, so Joyfully, but an I instead of a Y.
Right.
Okay, excellent. Well, you're also going to be at VIP Week. So
I will be. I'll be here speaking Wednesday morning, bright and early. I think I'm on at like 9:30 in the morning. Yeah. And I'll have a table that day too, so people can come and stop by and ask me questions, and I'm happy to help.
Fantastic. So we do want to invite you to VIP Week, which is happening May 1st through May the 5th. And it is going to be a power-packed conference. This is our 4th year doing it, and it just grows more and more each year. So right now, as a matter of fact, today is the last day that we have a promotion going on where you can get 2 full week event registrations for $99, that is
a great deal.
Yes, it
Good
is
deal.
a great deal.
Yep.
We have about 30 women who are coming to speak, all of them powerhouses and all, corporate women, entrepreneurial women. We have women of faith who are coming to speak. So it's a good mix. There's something for everybody. And we would invite you to come and see us during VIP week. Come and see Joy. And then you can also register and learn more at www.vipcenter.works/VIP week. You'll see that that link there has the promo for you. If something happens and you need help, all you have to do is email us at info@vipcenter.works, info@vipcenter.works, and we'll get you connected for VIP week. Joy, thank you. It was such a pleasure to have you. Love you so much. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Stay tuned, because here in just a few moments, we've got a bonus coffee talk. We're going to be talking to Amanda Gleason. Bye-bye, everybody.